I'm in considerable trouble. When I started out, before any orthodontic treatment, one of my incisors, the lower incisor, was like a millimetre behind the others, and it didn't look any bad. I wasn't trying to get it fixed at all. The entire reason I've been going to orthodontics is to get my bite and jaw realigned so I'm no longer in crippling jaw problems all the time. But this tooth has been, because of the orthodontics, it's been pulled forward, and now it's like a little bit in front of the teeth that it was next to, and now the root is coming out the gum. Right, it looks bad, and I have a horrible feeling that it's just going to be pulled out, and the tooth is going to be, lose the tooth. No help whatsoever from anyone. The only advice you get is just stop doing something, and it's just nonsense. This horrific narrative that goes through dentistry that the patient is to blame for everything that happens. And they get it, sometimes they get it into their heads to just such ridiculous lengths. You go to a professional and tell them, like, they've moved this tooth forward and now it's coming out the gum. They'll be like, no, you've done that to yourself because of stress. And it's just so goddamn abusive having to go through this time and time again with dentists and orthodontists and other doctors, like this ridiculous narrative that the patient is to blame for everything. It's like fighting an instinct, like this primitive instinct that they must be wonderful, so the patient must be to blame. It's like you're up against the tribe, and I'm trying to get healthcare here. Right, my life has been destroyed and I'm getting worse and worse problems. I'm going to end up with some permanent damage if I don't get decent treatment. But instead it's just gaslighting and victim blaming and piling on the abuse. And dentistry is a profession where the worse you get harmed, the worse you get blamed. And they have this mantra, don't talk about the horror stories. And they say this when they go on air, and journalists believe it. They've heard it so many times. There are so many dentists pushing the same narrative. Don't talk about the horror stories. The patients are never happy. The patients are being fussy. And then people like me end up trapped in chronic pain. And the only narrative is that I've done it to myself because of stress. Horrific. I've got terrible mechanical problems. I've been frankly inhumanely mistreated. And they just pile it on. So I'm in a state where I don't trust anyone. I'm trapped with a bite that's displaced in my jaw, getting worse. I'm trapped with this tooth that seems to be coming out of the gum, and that's getting worse. I'm not getting any help from anywhere. I'm just getting blamed for all the consequences. It's just nothing I could do but rant on YouTube about it. That seems to be the desperate situation I'm in. If I go to another dentist after another, it's just going to be more abuse, more victim blaming. Half of them will probably try and sell me something ridiculously expensive. They just make up stuff with no regulation.